What up, Fit fam? This is Can't Fit with the Honda Fit Nikita. It's been a long time since I posted a video, mainly because I was getting ready for Fit Fest and then getting ready for NASA Texas region. They had a track weekend in Cresson, Texas at MSR Cresson. And during those times, I had so many hiccups, which both had stopped me from going to Fit Fest and going to or participating in MSR Cresson event. So this will be a video of everything leading up to Tennessee, the Fit Fest event, and why I didn't get to go. And then it'd be another video leading up to the MSR Cresson Oktoberfest weekend, and why I wasn't able to race. I didn't get to record what went wrong, why I didn't go to Fit Fest, and then what went wrong, why I didn't go to MSR Cresson, or I didn't participate at MSR Cresson. The reason why I didn't go to Fit Fest, I was having a bunch of cooling issues. If you follow my Instagram, you would know. The radiator and the coolant just didn't seem to want to stay in the area that it was supposed to stay in. On the way to Tennessee, me and Aaron, GK Type 5, we reached Baton Rouge and started to have some cooling issues, some overheating. So I made the call and we turned back around. So we only drove 4 hours, which was kind of a blessing in disguise, because if we were stuck up there, then it'd be hard because we didn't have, those of you that have a L15B1, you know that the parts aren't readily available like K-Series parts. So we turned around and we made a good time at Track Casuals that same weekend. I got like a little bit of video for that, which you'll see here. But the car performed well at Track Casuals. Had the same issue with the radiator and the coolant. However, it takes a little bit of time for the issue to happen, which was basically the radiator was dumping all the coolant into the reservoir tank and not reversing it back into the radiator. I don't know what the issue is just yet, because I might still have some issues. I don't know yet. So, Track Casuals went great. The car performed well. Yeah, I didn't have any issues at all, really. So then come to that's 1 week away from NASA MSR Cresson, right? And during that week, I installed a fuel cell. I did some modifications, but some fabrication for that fuel cell. Made sure it was safe, and then also wired up or did all the fuel line, all the fuel system, everything. And then, what else did I do? I got the intake tubing before the throttle body. I got that made, got that done by Turk Tuned at the Fab Shop and Suspension, and relocated the IAT sensor. That actually helped out a crazy amount with temp readings. I was seeing before the relocation, I was seeing maybe I was seeing about 54 degrees after I would turn off after driving and then turn back on. I would see 54 degrees Celsius. And then with the relocation, now I'm seeing the highest that I'm seeing is like 37 degrees Celsius. So it definitely helped, and that because of that, it helped the overall performance of the car. Anyway, so I did that. What else did I do to this thing? The splitter. I redid the splitter. I made sure that this, you'll see the video. I redid the splitter and was able to mount it it's very sturdy, which I'm pretty proud of. And I made a intake duct, or not an intake duct, I'm an idiot. A radiator duct, a better one. And this one, the coolant temps are amazing. The coolant temps are amazing. I didn't know how significantly different it would be once you ducted properly. But yeah, so you'll see some clips here and there in the video. And you know, what else? You'll just see a bunch of me doing a bunch of hoopla, you know. But she's doing good. She's running well. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm jumping the gun here. So the reason why I didn't get to run at NASA MSR Cresson was because the fuel cell and the battery. Okay, so the battery, it's a lithium-ion battery, but because it's lithium-ion, it needs to be placed outside the cabin or in a boot, basically, like in a bucket or in like a enclosed space. So I think I'm just gonna mount it underneath the car where the OEM tank used to be. And then for the fuel cell, I have to get a FIA approved or certified bladder, and well, I'll probably just get the bladder and then use that same enclosure that I was starting to make with the steel plate that you'll see in the video. I'm just gonna put an enclosure on top of it and call it a day. And so that would basically be me fixing those issues. And hopefully I'll be able to run in December at Eagle Canyon Ranch, something like that. So yeah, enjoy the video, like and subscribe. Let's get it. Google GoPro stop capture. Somewhere to put this guy. What is up, everybody? This is Can't Fit with the Honda Fit, and today we are going over some things to get ready for Fit Fest. We are going to make sure everything else is looking right. I'm going to just look over the car in general. That, and then we're gonna go for a drive. All right, so let's get started. We do need to replace the valve cover gasket, which I have in the car, but One thing that I do want to mention that I want to test out and see if it actually works. So the valve cover is getting a lot of pressure and it's causing a lot of spray or mist to come out of the valve cover and land on everything in the back of the engine. And so I was looking at the way the valve cover's PCV system works, and I think I'll be able to, I have the spare valve cover right here, I'll be able to alter where the PCV is and potentially cut out a bigger opening so that more pressure can be released from the valve cover. And it's only, let me show you. So the pressure gets through here, and I'm assuming this is a series of baffles and whatnot to not allow just oil to be spraying out of the valve cover. I want to cut out a portion of this so that it extends the size of this, or just cut out a portion here to extend the size so that more can flow out. Right now I'm having a really bad issue with oil it's just too much pressure and the oil is literally just spraying out the back. And I just got an alignment done. I got an alignment done 3 days ago, and the tech was like, yo, you want to check your car real quick? And so I walked out there with him, and it was pretty much oil all over the back of the engine and down to the power steering and the subframe and the axles, all of that. And it's all coming from the top of the engine. So we got to figure that out. I don't know if you can see this too well, but this is aluminum. I finally went ahead and got Cresson to cut some aluminum flanges, just like how my plastic throttle body was, or my plastic adapter was. I don't know where I put that thing, but just like how my plastic adapter was, I got the, oh, I got you. All right. So I sent Cresson this plate and this plate and got them to send it back to me. And then I had my buddy Turk Tuned, great guy. He ended up welding the two flanges of aluminum together. So we basically have this, but in metal. So we got that changed. We changed the spacer to a aluminum spacer. So no vacuum leaks here. We had tons of vacuum leaks at the dyno, and it was just those two areas. So we've fixed that. Other things that I need to address is the fuel rail mounts. These were just kind of at home, really quick fix things. For now, I'll probably end up just sanding this and painting it black, just so that we can make it look presentable for FitFest. But I will most likely be getting Cresson to cut and bend the flanges the mounts for the fuel rail. The next thing here is figuring out a way to properly, I guess, protect this battery from any kind of contact. So as you saw in my relocation video or short or whatever, I have this aluminum bracket, and it's a universal bracket. I don't like how it is. And so I want to find a way to insulate the actual bracket so that these two don't have contact in some way, shape, or form by the battery sliding or whatever. So I want to insulate that. And then we have two batteries, a backup battery just in case, because these are small amp hour batteries. But we're going to figure that out. Another exciting thing that I am trying to get done before we head up to FitFest is painting these fenders. These are not the fenders that will be on there forever. It's just that I don't want to go to FitFest with this nonsense. So I'm gonna be sanding that and painting it with truck bed liner, And then I have my neighbor, actually, he's a artist and he does graffiti, and I want to get graffiti done on both sides, one saying can't fit and the other one saying GK5, with like a tag style graffiti. So that's probably the last thing that I'm gonna end up doing to the car before we go to Fit Fest. I had put on a new throttle body. However, I, for some reason, can't calibrate it. So the guy that's helping me out with the tune said that he didn't think that I needed a new throttle body. So I'm just gonna go back to this. We were having issues on the dyno, but that could be for other reasons, who knows. Anyway, so we're going to go back to this throttle body since it was known to work. I used to hate getting this stuff on my fingers. So I'm getting this weird hang, this weird rev hang. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm getting this weird rev hang when I let go of throttle, which is strange to me. I don't know if that's something that he put in or it's something that... No, there's a... Maybe we should go back. Yo, we are back from data logging. Everything went smoothly. There's some hiccups that we got to work out. The valve cover gasket hasn't been changed yet. We're gonna do that probably tomorrow. I don't know. All right, looking at her, she ain't too bad, ain't too shabby. You can see there's some shavings that, you know, are left on this plastic cover, I guess you could call it. I'm not a big fan of the plastic cover, but got some tires for this trip. Gotta get these out of here. Gotta get this out of here. I don't know what that hardware is for. And then gotta get this makeshift cover out of here. And this is what we got. Okay, that's too low. Okay, so we just need an in-between of those two. This is not stable, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, so about here is where I want it. That's where I want it. Whew. I think that's where I want it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it could be a little higher. Maybe it should be a little higher. All right, what do you guys think? It's decently level. Now I'll just put a bracket maybe from here to here, and then it'd be like a L like that, or for individuals. This is all crude, but I plan on mounting the brackets to this. I cut little holes for said brackets to slide into and be belted to where I mentioned. Trying to figure out what would be a faster way to mount this thing. All right, so we've gotten that part out of the way. So now you guys get to see how terribly this is positioned. So the whole idea, gosh darn it. Get out of my way. Wonder if I have enough space. Nope, I do not. I just love it. All right, we're gonna have to pull out the right angle bit, or the right angle thingy. This boy right here. If I'm going straight or not. So I basically just took some galvanized steel, cut it to the length that I wanted it, and bolted it to this sheet metal. Hopefully that holds. I have washers on both sides, so hopefully it holds. I guess we'll find out if it doesn't hold, but you guys already saw the way I mounted these things. They are gas shocks, and yeah, so we have the bolts being held up, or the wood being held up by that there, and then elevator bolts all the way around for all the other stuff. Tomorrow we're gonna shape this, sand it, and paint it. We're gonna shape the bottom corner of it so that it's like a rounder surface, and then we're gonna shape this whole entire thing. That's basically what we got tomorrow. Hopefully this coolant leak issue is fixed with that Teflon tape, and this bad boy is stiff, like super stiff. I'll show y'all real quick. All right, I'm not gonna hop on it, but yeah. There you go. All right, so what are some other things that we want to get done here today? Actually, I don't think I've gone over all the things that I've done getting ready for track day. You know about the coolant. You now know about the splitter. I did install, kind of install. It's still in the works of installing. This is a rollover valve. I don't think this is the best place for it because I don't know how deep the wheel goes and how much it compresses. So I might put it way at the top where that hole is. And this is what it looks like. It's a little too long and it's honestly bothering me, but I'm just trying to suck it up until the weekend is over. We've gotten this made. It fits pretty snug. I put a layer of foam right here so it doesn't rub up against that. I do need to clearance it some more right here because it is rubbing against the tank, unfortunately. I don't feel like doing any more. I don't feel like doing any more. I do need to tidy up the wires that have been ran for the pump, which I will just zip tie for the track weekend. And then we're changing out those batteries. Things that we need to do. Verify that there's no leaks in the system once I start everything up and have it running and the pressure builds, we'll know. I need to shape this up and then paint it. And except for now, let me show you what the underside looks like. I put the plastic under tray back on just to help with the aero, because there's no tank there anymore, so that thing, it's like a cup back there, so I want to eliminate as much of that lift generation.
Defend democracy. Yes, I'm 50. All people are less than 50. The election will be in contact. Every news and trial entity. How can you stand out? And the country is now in terms of
hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set.
As she sits, this is what the car looked like / looks like for the event at Cresson, and for future events, this is what it's gonna look like most likely. Not really many changes there, except for the wheels in the front. This is the fuel cell that I will need to replace with a proper one with a bladder. I feel like I could always reach out to a company to make a custom bladder, and I'll just cut this opening up top and then weld it in. I installed a check valve here, which you guys probably didn't see, and then a rollover goes up and into the gas. The rollover basically sits right here, like hangs from these zip ties right here. This is exactly how it sits when I am traveling. It kind of sucks because I don't have much space for my tires and wheels, so I gotta hurry up and get my tow rig set up so that I don't have to drive this thing everywhere. Enjoy.